Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I'm back. And I've got an interesting video for you. Today we're going to unbox a Makita model XSS02Z. This is a 6.5 inch lithium ion LXT cordless circular saw. This is the tool only. I already have my own batteries. I run the Makita platform on most of my stuff. I've owned a saw similar to this in the past, and I picked this up because they had a phenomenal deal at Home Depot. If you purchased a battery and a charger kit for $129, you could choose a circular saw, a reciprocating saw, or a multi-tool, and they would give you the tool for free. This is a brushed type motor. This is a really cool thing. I'm going to read these specs here. It says rubberized soft grip handle provides increased comfort on the job. The rubber overmolding that Makita does on a lot of their tools is really nice. So they also have that on here. It says 50-degree maximum bevel cutting capacity. Heavy gauge machine base for smooth and accurate cutting. And it says here, Makita built motor delivers 3,700 RPMs for faster cutting. Now that brings an interesting point to mind. Some other manufacturers, and I'll just get right to the point, DeWalt likes to claim that their 6.5 inch cordless circular saw has a revolution per minute of 5150. But that's a no load RPM. So this RPM 3700 is under load. So the saw, even though DeWalt might claim that their saw is faster or performs better, make sure you're checking and comparing apples versus apples. 3700 RPM is the under load RPM of this saw. So no load, it's probably maybe 4,800 or 5,000, something like that. I'm just guessing. Now it says that this saw weighs only 7.3 pounds with the battery. Now battery's not included here. And then down here it says 6.5 inch blade delivers a 2.25 inch cutting capacity for a wide range of cutting applications. So here's a look at the packaging that I just read to you. Here's a look at the side of the box. Here's a closer look at the tool. And here we go again. And on the side, it talks about LXT advantages, reasons why you would want to go to this battery platform from Makita. You get the rapid charging system. You get the forced air cooling system for charging. You get the star protection and ergonomics of the tool, like the rubber overmolding. So this is very, very cool. I'm so excited. It's not every day that you get to pick up such a nice tool like this at such a low price. This sale is advertised to go until July 7th, I think it was, 2019. So opening the box, there's a couple things that I want to make note of. We've got a very nice owner's manual. There's also some warranty card information in here. So I'll set that aside. And then what do we have here? We have some cardboard. There's nothing in that cardboard. I'll set that aside. Then you can pull the saw out. And the saw already has a blade, a 16-tooth thin curve carbide tip blade installed from the factory. I thought that was really cool. Here's a close look at the saw. A first look. This is a brushed style motor, so it sticks out a little farther than a brushless model. Again, 3,700 RPMs. Here's a look at the back where the battery slides in. Here's a look at the other side. You can see the ergonomics are really nice. You have an ambidextrous safety here. So right here, you can push it down here or with your thumb to access the trigger. So It works just like that. Push it down, access the trigger. Push it down, see it? Then you can access the trigger. So it's really nice. I like this rubber overmolding. If you want to change your blade, there's a shaft lock right here. Hopefully you can see that right there. So you push that in and it locks the blade in place so that you can change blades out on this thing, which is pretty cool. You can see that the exhaust port from where the sawdust comes out also has a screw hole, and the screw hole is cool because you can use that to attach this to a vacuum to extract sawdust. Now some people aren't very excited about the fact that this has a plastic guard, but I don't have any problems with it on any of my tools, so I'm not too worried about it. Right here you can see very quick and very easy bevel adjustments. Right there you can adjust to whatever depth, or excuse me, whatever bevel angle you want. So if you want a 22.5, you got a mark right there, bam. Now we're going to cut at 22.5. If you want to go to 45, you just pop it up and come back a little bit. Right there is your 45. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. But everything is labeled very clean, very clear, very easy to read. And also right here on the shoe, you can see where you would cut 45 degrees or 0. So if you're cutting just a regular board or straight cut, you're going to look at this line right here, and then if you're going to cut at a 45-degree angle, you're actually looking for this site right here. That's what you're going to be looking for. Here's a look at the shoe. It might be aluminum. The shoe is nice and wide. It's manufactured very nice, very thick. Right here you have a screw that has a spring. And that's pretty cool because right in there you can install your rip fence. And another thing right here is the tool included right there on the saw. It just fits right there so that you can change your blades right there with that tool. And it just kind of stashes away right there. I don't really care for that too much, but it is what it is. If you want to adjust the depth of cut, you can loosen this and then adjust very easily the depth of cut of the saw. And there are graduation markers, I believe, on the blade guard here, and I don't use those, to be honest. What I do is when I want to adjust my depth of cut, I just lower the saw till I'm just barely through the material that I'm going to be cutting, and then once I get that depth set, then I lock that shoe down by pushing this down, and then my saw at that point is ready to go. So this is cool. Nice looking saw. What else do we have in the packaging? We have a rip fence. Now this is something that you will not get in the DeWalt package. It does not come with that. It will come with the blade and it will come with the saw, but you don't get that rip fence. And another thing that I noticed about the DeWalt is it doesn't come with the blade installed, which it's not that big of a deal, but it's still kind of nice to have the blade installed. So when you pull this thing out of the package, of course you got to take this rubber thing off. You can slap your battery in and go straight to work. So I thought that was pretty cool. It just saves you a little bit of time. I'm going to change this blade out though, because I'm wanting to put this Frood blade on. So I'm going to lock this lock here and just go here clockwise to loosen on this one because of the blade being on the left of the saw. Most right-hand users like that so they can get the line of sight for the blade. I like that. So there you go. We'll set that blade aside. I don't need it right now. And look at that beautiful blade. That thing is nice, nice, nice. That's going to go right here on my brushless model. This brushless saw, model XSS02Z. This is a fabulous saw. If you haven't seen this one in action, this thing is bad to the bone. When it binds up and gets, you know, some heavy load, This saw really shines. This thing is really, really tough. Good, good, good saw. Let's tighten that up. Let's push that back. Now this one has the magnesium base, blade guard, and upper, where this older one I think it's all aluminum. That is just a beautiful saw. Just the way it's built and the way they've labeled all this stuff, it's very easy to see, easy to read. The base is really thick, you know, the shoe. It's machined very well. It's just a well-made saw. This tool is really, really nice. Nice and smooth. Very nice job from Makita. I like it. Now some of you out there might have wanted to hear the difference between that saw and this one, the brushless model. So let's fire that one up and listen. You can hear it's definitely a lot faster. So this is a good saw. But I think this one I'm going to grab a lot more often, and I'm going to use it a lot. This is going to be my go-to saw for doing things around here. I'm pretty excited. Let's go do some cutting. So let's take a look here. Very nice. Let's see if I can get a different angle here for you guys. It's a little different because I'm kind of doing it lefty. Let's do another cut right there. I don't have any sawhorses at the moment, but what I do have is 2 pieces of trim underneath this board that will keep the blade from going into the concrete. Now I got to make sure that I adjust my depth accordingly so I don't cut too deep. Looks like it did a great job. It leaves all the sawdust in a nice little pile over here. Plenty of power, and it seems like the saw blows the sawdust out of the way. So that's pretty cool. I like the saw. Very good performer. And now we're going to cut some 3/4 inch MDF. This stuff's pretty hard. Like it did a good job. Very nice. It's going very well. Let me change camera angles for you guys. Here we go. Now there's one thing that I want to make note of when it comes to this saw, and it does this every time. When I rip, it creates big sawdust, and this little port right here usually gets gummed up. And when that happens, the sawdust just kind of flies all over the guard area and falls. Okay, so ripping, prepare for that to get blocked or full. Now it's clear. But that's always been kind of something that I've dealt with these saws when I rip. Again, that's because ripping makes such a large sawdust, and it easily catches in the saw there. Go. So as you can see, it gummed up again, but again, that's almost to be expected when you're ripping. It makes such large sawdust. You can see that the saw performed very well. Very nice running saw. Have this little piece left for something else, and now I've got two pieces that are 3 1/4 inches, so I can use them for that door. Here's a quick method of storing your rip fence when you're not using it. So I just tighten it down right there, and having this out of the way, it works just fine. The saw will function just fine, no problems. Time to put these guys back on. The line of sight from this area right here on the saw to what you actually get in your cut is awesome. This is very, very accurate. I literally split the line, so that was cool. Looks good. Real nice and clean. I like it. Yeah, looks good. Life is good. So here's my final thoughts. This saw performed magnificently. Marvelous. it made quick work of everything that I threw at it. 3/4 inch particle board, 3/4 inch MDT. It just worked very well. Went right through the 2x material. This is a very fine product. I'm blown away that I was able to pick that all up for $129. I want you guys to clearly understand that I'm not sponsored by Makita. I don't receive any tools from them. I don't get any money from them. This is a tool that I bought with my own hard-earned money. I've been on the Makita bandwagon for a long time. I truly think that they are a superior product. I really do. I think when, you know, they don't run all this aggressive ad campaign and stuff to sell their product, because they know that the people that use their tools are going to go out there and do just that. Use the tools, and the tools, the product itself will speak for itself. DeWalt has a very wide range. They got some cool stuff. You know, when I was looking at these promotions, I walked around the store for a little bit with a DeWalt. I was thinking, you know, this thing has faster RPMs, you know, maybe it's better or something, but I'm glad that I stuck to the Makita. This thing works great, and I couldn't be happier. It's a very fine product, and even in a brushed motor, it's just, it's awesome. It works great. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me today on this video. I hope that you got some good, useful information out of it. Please feel free to leave your comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are. If you like the type of content that you see on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you. And when you do that, it also helps if you hit that notification bell and choose all notifications. And with that being said, again, I want to say thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you coming in and watching my videos. It helps me out. And I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Now go out there and get you a Makita or a DeWalt. They're awesome tools, you know. They're awesome. Bye.